Rolling.
Hello, my name is Paul. I'm here at the Gas Monkey with Alex of
Alex.
Krisiu.
Right.
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man.
And with my assistant Cameron.
What's up, man?
You be releasing your ninth album. You already put out your ninth album
Fortune Fury.
for Fortune Fury.
Yeah.
One thing I like about you guys and Overkill, Judas Priest, you guys always been consistent in your sound. You never deviated or
Oh, man.
and
Thanks.
you guys stay true to your sound, and like I said, you guys are underrated. And we were talking about Overkill. I agree with you. They should have been in the top five or at least the top four.
Definitely, man. I agree with you, too. Yeah, thanks for the words, man. I guess, playing this kind of music, it's also a challenge, like I say, you stay true to your roots, to your background, we try to develop here and there, try to get new things going, but without being a sellout, the same goes for all these bands you mentioned. So yeah, it's you gotta love what you do. I think if you love what you do, you're good to go.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed. Like you and Cannibal Corpse, you guys lasted for over 20 years, but you guys also maintain the same sound. How do you guys keep it fresh?
Yeah, like I said, man, it's that the passion, the motivation, we're still in love with what we do, playing every night, seeing the kids coming out, and supporting the bands. That's what I wanted to do, since a long time. That's all I wanted to see, traveling the world and finding out new friends, different cultures, being over here in the U.S., hitting Texas, we're traveling all the way around the country, across the country, and I think that's the reason, that the motivation, if you're motivated to do what you do, I think you're good to go.
I just think it's cool that you guys don't have to wash dishes for the rest of your life or be mechanics for the rest of your life. You're maintaining a living through touring
Yeah.
and playing albums and that's being on Central Media, which ain't Sony or whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever.
I mean, I think it's a great thing that you doing what you're doing. You got the best job in the world.
Well, thanks, man. I guess having a job, it's what matters. I know like some of these kids, they support the bands. They got their jobs. They gotta drive back home, and it's a beautiful thing. You gotta have a job somehow. But this thing became our jobs, became our profession. So that's why we try to deliver our best. No matter if we play in front of 100 kids or 1,000 kids or 10,000 kids, we try to deliver the same show. You mentioned Cannibal. Cannibal is a great influence. Is a great inspiration, and that's pretty much it. Like being in, deliver everything you got. It's pretty much our mission.
I mean, like what I like about you guys, it's cool to see people of color playing metal.
Yeah, yeah.
You got me.
You got it, man.
You,
You
know,
got
and
it. This is
you got you got the people south of the border, the Mexicans,
Yeah,
the El Salvadorians, the
yeah.
Paraguayans, the
Yeah,
Chileans.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it, man.
And see, it's just amazing how metal just transcends all these borders.
You got it, man. Metal is a universal thing. Anywhere you go, you gotta find metal heads. No matter, you go South America, you go anywhere, there will be people out there. South America is also a market for us, a big market. We go, we play in different countries, we play in our hometown, we play in our country. It's always a good thing, having a good time down there as well, So it's not just North America or Europe. It's metal everywhere,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a smaller scene, sometimes it's a bigger scene. Like in the shows in Brazil, for example, they're like huge, you know what I mean? It's a huge attendance, you know what I mean, most of the time. And like I said, we love being here, no matter who, you know what I mean, how many people would show up or how many people would stay to watch the last band. This tour is a great tour, you know what I mean? But it's tough playing last, you know what I mean? It's some people, you know what I mean, would go out, would go back home, but if some people stay there, it's good enough, you know what I mean?
And you know what I liked about the whole thing when I was like growing up, you know, I admired bands like Jimi Hendrix. I admired guys like Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy.
You got it, man.
Because them the guys that like inspired us, even though they were minorities, but they played rock and roll, they played metal, and they inspired us to be rockers and be metal musicians. And that's kind of, we had to like pay tribute to them guys because it wasn't for
Definitely,
them.
man, definitely. I totally agree with you. Like I say, rock and roll music or metal music is a universal thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you go like even like further back, you gotta mention Robert Johnson, Muddy Waters, and all those cats, you know what I mean? So it's a universal thing, you know, no matter who you are, where you're from, you know what I mean? It's about the heart and the blood, you know what I mean? Like I said, no matter, you mentioned Jimi Hendrix, he's the top number one, you know what I mean? Like Phil Lynott, you know what I mean? And it no matter who you are, where you're from, if you're into this business, you know what I mean? You're doing a great job. It's like we're talking freedom of expression, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're a South American band. We're Brazilians. We're from a third world country, you know what I mean? But we kind of bounded to shatter the barriers, you know what I mean, and go overseas and find out what's up, you know what I mean? We trust in what we do. We trust in our music, and we've been finding out ways to get up here, to get up in Europe. Thanks to Century Media, our record label, for the whole support and for trusting us. And that's pretty much it, you know what I mean? No matter who you are, where you're from, music it's a universal thing, you know what I mean? So we're here to do our thing, and we're very grateful to all these kids, you know what I mean, which are coming out and supporting the shows, you know what I mean? No matter over here, Europe, South America, anywhere in the world, you know what I mean?
How did like some of the things like the environment in South America inspired you to write the music, like the Mexican drug war, the Valencia in Colombia? Because North and South America went through turbulent times, you know, with Pinochet, the Pablo Escobar,
Right.
the drug wars down in south of the border.
Yeah.
How did some of these events inspired some of you to write the songs and the music that you guys do?
He definitely, all these things are definitely an influence. You know, I mean, we don't want to see the world on a negative perspective, but we see things going on. Like I said, each country has its own issues, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? If you look at the bright side, of course, there's like welfare and people living the life all over the place, no matter. But I think there's a big gap in between, like the, you know, I mean, the poor and the rich. So we've seen things going on, and that definitely inspires us, because we wanted to bring up a message, not just talk about you know, brutal
Corruption,
things or evil things. You know what I mean? I think sometimes the real things are even more brutal. You know what I mean? Like the real deal. You know what I mean? All these things that, you know, are happening right now, like not just in South America or North America. If you think of Middle East or Africa or all these places, I think people tend to ignore it. You know what I mean? People tend to, oh, I don't know what's going on, whatever. We travel a lot, so we've seen things. So for the past few records, I think we tend to be more realistic. You know what I mean? Our music's brutal, so are the messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that we're trying to bring it in, like I said, not that we're trying to sound negative. You know what I mean? People, you know, sometimes people just figure out we're a bunch of fuck ups. You know what I mean? Talking trash. But there's a lot of things that should not be ignored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This kind of things we try to bring it up. If you're up to understand and to deal with that, killer. If you want to ignore it, we don't care either. You know what I mean? So yeah, but all these things, I think they're there, and we don't ignore that. We definitely sometimes we even go talk about things that are real things that are happening. They're not, you know, pretty, but they're there. They're real. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the music's brutal. The messages are kind of brutal. You know what I mean? And we try to bring it up, bring the fuck up. You know?
Yeah. I mean, how much of inspiration like bands like Sepultura? I always loved Schizophrenia. That's my favorite
Yeah,
album.
me too. My favorite too. But you got, I agree
and
with
then
you.
you got Carmago.
Yeah.
You got Anal Blast. You got all these great stuff. Volcano.
The Volcano, yeah.
And it's like it took really like Sepultura really like kicked down the door for you guys, and I'm appreciative of you guys for Sepultura doing that for you guys.
Like I said, man, Sepultura is like you mentioned the album Schizophrenia. You know, that album changed in my life. You know what I mean? When I first heard it, when I first had a chance to attend the show, I saw Sepultura back in 1988.
I seen them doing their Rise tour.
Yeah,
and I seen them doing when they opened up for Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh yeah. Those guys say, if you think about a Brazilian band, you know, if you think of Sepultura, nobody would ever imagine like those guys would grow like a band and reach such a level. You know what I mean? If you think like a mid-90s, you know what I mean, they were just as big as Sepultura as Slayer or Metallica. You know what I mean? They were headlining big festivals. They were all over the place, and they're still doing it. You know, even though Max is doing his own thing, Max is doing great with his own bands, and Sepultura is still doing it. I'm still digging it, and like I say, Sepultura was and they still our biggest influence. You know what I mean? They broke the barriers. You know what I mean? Like I say, back in those days, you could never ever imagine such a band like going that big. You know what I mean? And reaching such a level, and of course, that was just a big inspiration. You know what I mean? And still, we just played with Sepultura a month ago or something in Europe, and they're still doing it, man. So I think Derek's doing great. So people are still bitching about it. Oh, we need Max back. Whatever it is, man. Max is doing his thing.
Hey, I mean, it's like with Motorhead. I would love to see Filthy Phil Taylor and Fast Eddie Clark come back.
Yeah. As long as the guy's still doing it, you know what I mean? There's a lot of talking, you know what I mean? But they don't know what's up, like, within, you know, how it is to keep things rolling, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, you know, politics, a lot of bullshit going on. But as long as the bands are alive, as long as they're still doing it, it's still inspiration for us, you know what I mean?
You guys got the experience. I don't know if you ever had the experience of playing with Judas Priest, Motorhead.
Motorhead and a couple of festivals in Europe.
You guys have been fortunate these 25 years to play with some legendary bands.
Yeah, definitely.
You said Motorhead, never Priest. I know you would love to see that happen.
Yeah, we played. We do like every summer. We're over in Europe doing festivals, like summer festivals, and most of the times they're like bigger, fucking huge bands playing those festivals. You know what I mean? Like Slayer, Motorhead. I remember the first time.
Tell me about your experience with Slayer.
It was great. Like actually, my first experience with Slayer was in. Back in '94, when they first came down to Brazil, we went to wait for them at the airport, you know, holding like banners and shit.
Yeah.
and then we couldn't see then at the airport. Then we went to the hotel.